Wow. Understand it takes a lot of money to move the markets the way we saw them move yesterday afternoon. Now, at first, I thought it was retailers, but it wasn't. People say it's going to be a pump and dump, but it's not. I spoke to my friends on Wall Street. They started buying in when the market dipped yesterday. They were buying. Now, they weren't buying full positions. Understand, if they're buying a position yesterday, right? And the market starts to go up today, they're not going to pay here for the first step, here for the second, here for the third. They're going to pay here when the market's up here. They're waiting. They're waiting for the market to come back down. They're going to take more positions when it comes back down. They don't chase and just push it higher. They have a certain range that they will buy the stock under. Once it gets over, it's no longer an instant buy for them. So people are like, yeah, buy the ask. It's going straight up. That doesn't happen. So it doesn't mean that the markets won't dump next week, because I think the markets should dump this next week. I mean, anyway, so we'll get into that in a minute. Now, yesterday, if you watched my YouTube video, I mentioned a couple plays I was looking at. XLE, which I said, wait for the dip and you'll make 35%. Upstart, I said Upstart. I'm going to show you a chart for Moderna because it's the same kind of chart that I saw for Upstart. But the institutions were buying Upstart from $100 all the way up to about $140. So what happened yesterday morning? I said Upstart was off. I'll be entering Upstart at $102. Where is it pre-market this morning? 137, up 35% since yesterday. That's not it. IMAX yesterday, it was up 2.5% pre-market. I said earnings were good. I said look for entry when it's down 2.5%. What happened after market open? Down 2.5%. How did it finish the day? Up 8%. That's a 10% move. So me, I went with win call options, WYNN call options. I sold them on the spike and they went up even higher. They went up another 20%, but I made 54% on that trade and I was done. My small account challenge, which I began on Tuesday with $1,000, is now up 55% after 3 days of trading. And let's remember, on Wednesday, I lost $73 in a trade because I jumped on the wrong side of the UVXY, but I admitted my mistake, exited out with a 5% loss on the trade, and that was it for the trade. So please remember, cash accounts. Now, I'm going to drop a video over the weekend on the summary of trades for this week. I'm going to go over each trade, why I entered, why I exited, what I was looking for, to help educate you. If you hear me say what I was looking for and why I waited for a specific entry point, that's going to help you. Now, we're going to talk about today. So first, Russia came out with a press report. I believe the press name was RIA, said they were interested in talks with Ukraine. But understand, if Russia speaks with Ukraine, it's going to be asking for Ukraine to surrender all of its everything, to surrender, for the president to leave. Now, Vladimir Klitschko, remember him? Former boxer, right? Champion. He's been the mayor of Kiev since 2014. He and his brother, also a prize fighter, took up arms yesterday, meaning they will fight to support their country. So I don't think the war is over and done. I don't think Ukraine's going to give up. I don't think the market is going to shoot straight up. Now, we could talk about certain stocks. I mean, Carnival, which shot up yesterday up 2%, was down 2.5% pre-market, is now up 2%. Moderna up 3% pre-market. Tesla was down 2.5% pre-market, is now up 2% pre-market. So please do not get fooled. If the markets are strong today, it would be in your best interest, my best interest, to wait on the side or to play a momentum trade. When we see something get hit, then we go into it and we make a secure profit. Remember, we're just looking to be a winner. So I don't care if it's one trade, one position, call yourself a winner. It's a small account challenge. So if I make, I don't know, $200, let's say about 18% on my entire small account today, that would be tremendous. So I am going to show a lesson real quick. Moderna, because people say to me, hey, Matt, what do you mean when you see there's demand or anything? So I'm going to bring up the Moderna chart. Why? Because I mentioned this one to PB the other day, and it was 137. And I was like, I think I'm going to buy Moderna. Why? Because there's inflow, heavy outflow, finally inflow again. It popped back up. Then when you see outflow on the 17th and the 18th, Thursday and Friday, look at the volume. So light. On Tuesday, we returned to trading. Volume was heavier than both outflow days, and it still went down. So what I say is you just need one good inflow day. One good inflow day, and the stock will pop. Now, it happened to be yesterday afternoon because they were buying up the SPY. The SPY was 418, 419. It was feeling downward pressure. And where did the SPY go to? 428. So yes, there were people buying. Now understand, I don't see the buying continue. So I don't think Moderna is going to jump today from 157 all the way up to like 170. That doesn't happen. Remember, we don't chase, but that's basically what I'm seeing. So I have a couple other stocks, and then I'm going to answer some questions. I didn't really get to a lot of questions yesterday, but my premise on the market, so put my phone down. My premise on the market is I'm zooming out, okay? We still have the Fed who's going to raise interest rates. The 10-year is now above 2% again. The US dollar is over 97. I think it's pressing 98. Nope, it's at 97. 96, 97. The 10-year, which spiked, is over 2%. It's at 2% exactly right now. So again, I'm zooming out. Now, if I'm zooming in, yeah, today could be a green day. They can continuation the buying from yesterday. These are big institutions that are looking to secure positions up to a certain point. So if they're looking to buy, let's just say Tesla, they're like, okay, we'll pay up to 2% today. When it's over 2%, we're not buying. So you'll see Tesla all of a sudden stop. That's why the market doesn't go straight up. You see the market go up, then all of a sudden it peaks, it stops, it hesitates, it might go down a little. People are deciding, I want value. They don't want to just jump in. Well, a lot of people, retail traders, just jump in the market. They're like, oh, this is the easy thing. I see a U curve. I see a V. That's not what we do. You must have strategy, especially with a small account. So let me tell one more story real quick. Yesterday morning, I hopped into a coin option, Coinbase, right? I was buying Coinbase. I paid $10.40 for the one option. It did not register on Iris. It was a small account challenge. I used 70% of my account. And then I said, what if I'm wrong about coins today? Shoot, I would make all these small accounts blow up. So I sold it. I lost 2% on the trade. Let me just tell you, that coin option went from $10.40, which is what I paid, $1,040, all the way up to $2,300 yesterday when coin spiked from 163, which is where I got in, all the way up to like, what, 170 something, 180? I don't know, something ridiculous like that. The point was, huge return, would have been great for the small account, over 100%, but it was risky. So I exited out, and that's when I went into my Win Casino option. Anyway, all right, so let's get to some questions this morning. We're only 7:28 in. Again, if I were going to think about what was going to happen in the SPY today, let me just tell you where the SPY is right now. It's up 0.44%. It's at 430, okay? So again, if I believe, and I do believe the markets will get bought at these levels, but it's 50-50. Okay, here, one more story. I was talking to a buddy of mine who invests a large amount of money. He's got over $2 billion under asset management control. And he said to me, Matt, yesterday, I don't want to buy yesterday. I said, why? You could follow the market. The market's trends going up. Why aren't you following momentum? And he said, I would rather miss out on the 10% upswing and prevent against the 10% downswing. Because what we're seeing yesterday could easily change over the weekend, and the markets could revisit SPY 404, SPY 410. And I don't want to lose 10% of my clients' money. I said, okay, but when the market goes up, he goes, I'll miss out on that 5 or 10% upswing. I'll hop in when I know the markets are stabilized, when I know the world economy is stabilized. So that's the thought. I saw we had a question. Sorry, Carlos. Let's get to that question. Okay, great question, Chris. So originally I was saying that the Fed was going to raise rates by 50 basis points in March. Now, this is when the market was strong. This is before Russia invaded Ukraine. Somebody threw out some interesting data to me, and it basically showed me the analytics of the Fed raising 25 or 50 basis points, basically like a math equation. So it was about 18% chance the Fed was going to raise 50 basis points in March before Russia invaded. Now, again, I think I would have been right. So I would have took, the underdog in that one and said 50 basis points. But after Russia invaded, it's definitely going to be a 25 basis point increase. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. That is why they're buying the market, because if they're saying 25 basis points in March and we don't have another rate hike into May, it can give people a good avenue or entry point to get in today, yesterday, tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday when the market tanks. Maybe, Russia invades the capital and takes over and conquers and imprisons the president because they'll have some type of mock phony trial. Anyway, next question. Hopefully that helps you, bro. All right. What do I think about Netflix today? Okay. Here's what I think about Netflix. I think it's going to move with tech. I think the 10-year is up to 2%. I think Netflix does have some huge institutional backing. You know what? Let me just look at the chart for you. But it's going to move with four-letter stocks. So where you see Tesla was down 2%, now it's up 2% pre-market. I bet we're going to see the same thing with Netflix. Let me just find it on my phone. Definitely have it here someplace. Oh, there it is. Netflix. It's up 0.25% pre-market. I mean, again, I would not be buying Netflix today. I wouldn't be buying anything today at all. In fact, what I would like to do, and this is one of my strategies, every morning, the past like 5 trading days, I look at Bitcoin stocks, and they tend to spike between 9:30 and 10 a.m. And then for the remainder of the day, they kind of trickle down as the market does. Remember, the market's been extremely weak. So that pattern's been holding. So that's what I'm looking at today. I would assume all 4-letter stocks will do the same thing. I'm looking for a spike. I'm not looking for the same movement we saw in the market yesterday. If we see the same movement in the market that we saw yesterday, I will be on the sidelines. And what I will do, say the market spikes right at the end of the day like it did yesterday, I'll be like SPY puts over the weekend, UVXY calls over the weekend, meaning I don't believe the frothiness of the market at SPY at 430. No, it just moved up there. It didn't give people a chance to invest. So from 419 to 430, that quick jump is almost like a gap up to me because it happened within a few hours. And yes, a lot of money pushes the market, but it has to be sustained. Okay, so here it is. Sustained. That's a great word. So the SPY pushes from 419. Remember, it was 410 at open. 410 to 419, 419 to 428 before the close of business. Now you have to understand, for the SPY to go up or to maintain 428, they have to keep buying the SPY today. Okay, let's say they do. Let's say the SPY goes 433, 434, and then it closes. Okay, there you go. 433, 440. What, they're going to buy it on Monday again as well? Russia's still invading. I mean, unless they claim peace or something like that and the markets shoot up. No, the SPY to me has ranges. Let's go back to Tuesday's video, Wednesday's video. I mentioned the word of the day, range. So yes, thank you so much. The range for today. I mean, I want to get in SPY puts, but SPY puts are extremely dangerous. So let's just check out the SPY. I mean, I would look for the SPY to top out. Here it is. Up, I'd say 1.5%. So that would put it up about $6 from the close. So at 434 or 435. In fact, 435 was my key that I remember it had struggles with last week. So me, I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines. I hope the market explodes on open, shoots up to 433, 434, because I will take my first SPY put entry. Now, I'm not going to take SPY puts that expire on Monday, because if I'm incorrect about Friday and Monday, I'm going to lose my money. So what would I do? I would either go out to like next Wednesday or even next Friday. That tells me, okay, let's say the SPY goes up today and I'm incorrect. I buy some SPY puts. They're losing money. Monday it goes up a little more. I'm still losing money. I still have Tuesday and Wednesday for something diabolical to happen in the market, for it to collapse, and I could be profitable. Plus, I can average down. So that would be my take on the SPY today. What are my thoughts on Bitcoin today? I may as well ask you about the SPY since it tends to follow. Okay, so Bitcoin, it should be its own currency. It is its own currency, right? It should be independent of the market, but it trades with NASDAQ. So if big institutions, if retail think that tech is turning around and it's going to go up today, then Bitcoin will go higher. But I just mentioned before, I've noticed the past 5 or 6 trading days, Riot, Mara, all those, except for yesterday excluded because the market was strong, they tend to open up at market open and pop. Oh, they're up 2%, 4%, great. And then they trickle down. They've hit a point at some point where you're like, oh, maybe they'll go up again or something like that. And they touch minus 4%. So they'll go up 4%, minus 4%. And then who knows how they'll finish the day. Yesterday, I mean, they had a great day, but they were negative yesterday to start the day. So, I mean, again, I think Bitcoin is not going to explode until the Russia debacle is settled. If Russia is still invading Ukraine and there's no cohesiveness as to what's going on in the future, I don't think cryptos are going to move. All right. What do I think of MS in the next 2 weeks? Okay. Well, I appreciate the question there, Edie. I'm not the MS expert, so I would definitely refer that one to Romeo. Anybody that doesn't know, Romeo is one of the traders on my platform. Guy is a genius. So what do I think about Coin's earnings? Okay. So Coin, their earnings disappointed. The revenue growth didn't really impress me all that much. However, the users and the amount of users and their database is increased. So if they can prove that they are a secure network, which I think people are like, yeah, Coin, of course they're secure. No, I've heard people get hacked in different accounts, Binance, Coin. I need to know their security before I would buy Coin. But yeah, I mean, I mentioned the other day, it was like 167. It was 157. And now it's up to like, what, 180, I guess? Let's just look at Coin real quick so I can give you a complete estimate on Coin. Let's see. Oh, yeah, 182. Okay, so if I look at the 3-month, yeah, I mean, Coin will be above 220. Okay, so Coin would be more of a stock pick. If I had a stock account, which, but my retirement accounts, I'm already good there. But that would be like a stock pick. I'd say, okay, I can buy Coin at 182 because it's not chasing if you're going to own the stock long term. So if you buy Coin at 182 with your intention to sell it at 242, right, which is 60 points higher, which is about 35%. You're like, okay, I'll make 35% in a year in a single stock. Bitcoin crypto is not going to get crushed, so it's a safer play. And I'm going to zoom out because I'm looking for 6 months from now to be up 35%. So that's what I would do with Coin. UVXY took a second position, upside down, bail out, or expired. I wish I had the answer there. If I had the answer on the UVXY, I could tell you exactly where the SPY is today. So again, here's what could happen with the SPY. We're at 430 now. It could shoot up to 434, which is like a whole 1% or over 1%. If that happens, the UVXY will drop. It's down 1% pre-market. It'll probably drop to like the 1670s or 1660s. At that point, what I'm watching today is if the UVXY drops to the 1660s before the weekend, I'm going to get in with some calls for next week. So that's what I think. You have to process everything else I've said in this broadcast and then make a decision on that. Again, you want to follow stocks like Tesla, Netflix, Google, Apple. You want to look at inflow versus outflow. If they're all showing inflow and they're all showing strength and the SPY is showing strength, then you got to wait till the SPY tops out before you double up your position. It's like somebody said, well, I got to average down, but you don't catch a falling knife. If the market's shooting up and your position in UVXY is shooting down, let's say you're down 50%, you don't go, okay, I'm going to double up my position right now, down 50%, because what could happen is that initial position could be down 70% at the low, and that's when you should double up your position. So it's very important. Entry point's everything. Everything you do is entry point. Whatever trade you're looking at, entry point, okay? If you have a good entry point, you're not so worried. You're down 5%, 7%, 17%. Not the worst thing in the world. And then all of a sudden you're up 52%. If you grab a bad entry point, you're going to see, oh shit, I'm down like 43%. And then you don't know what to do. You could drop 60% or something like that. You're like, then do I bail? Do I average down? These are all things. If you haven't watched Ask Matt episode 37, you just type it into YouTube, Ask Matt episode 37. I'll tell you how to average down with options. All right, let's get one more question there, and then we got to do some trading. Hey, are we guys part of Discord? Get ready for a crazy announcement today. Oh, shit. Okay, Carlos, we have a crazy announcement on Discord today. That's pretty exciting. I think I might know what it is, and it's pretty cool. So everybody just pay attention. Again, I'm going to send out my alerts, same as usual. If you're following the small account challenge, you must follow on Iris. IRIS. That's the app. I'm not sure if I have all that much time to put it on Iris, put it on Discord, actually make the trade, make sure I'm going to be profitable because it's a small account of people are following. And then I got to tweet it out. And then somebody will be like, hey, man, when do those options expire? Which is great because they ask the question. All the information is there. It's like call, strike price, stock. And then it's like 3 contracts and it says my price. Like I paid $1.76. And I'll be like, hey, man, do those expire today or next week? How much did you pay? You paid $1.76 question. And like, I give my time and I'm answering these questions. I'm like, yes, I paid $1.76. And then somebody else will be like, you moron, it's right there in his post, which I don't like. I like things to be kept positive. But understand, if it was just as easy, if I had a camera on me for like 24/7, I would probably rather that. That way you guys could tune into me like Big Brother. Like, what's he doing now? Man, he's on his phone again. I bet that shit's on 0%. Oh, look, he's making a trade. Let's go to camera 3 so we get the angle. Oh, he's looking at Tesla. I mean, it would be so much easier. I don't mind. I'm transparent. So I wish you guys could follow me around like that. I mean, you'd probably think like, dude, looks so ugly when he wakes up. I mean, this is a lot of makeup. All right, man, have a great day of trading. Make sure you check out the next video, which is going to come right after this. It's probably going to help you. And over the weekend, I'm going to talk about why China is not going to invade Taiwan. It makes absolutely no sense.